This is a WWN Publishing Group recording. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved. This is an abridged version of Knight Takes Pawn, Book 1 of the Red Knight series by Martha Sweeney, to make the story appropriate for all listeners on YouTube. Read to you by the author. If you want to read the complete story, you can find the ebook or paperback online. Links are provided below in the description. Chapter 20, Night. The past couple of nights we're out with Jagger and the group. Even if it's a different nightclub, Red disappears for a while with the girls. Some of the times, it's after Jagger instructs Lynn to remove the girls so we can talk business. He's not big on most knowing his plans, especially his secret plans. Most of the boys are asked to leave and either wait outside or to enjoy the party while we talk shop. I still don't understand why Jagger feels comfortable discussing business in front of Red. I wonder if it's a test, but not sure which one of us he's testing. "We've uncovered another spy," Jagger announces. Only Breaker, Arson, Dragon, Snake, Ronan, Dog, and I are left in the room with Jagger. "Who?" asks Dog. "No one you boys know," Jagger states. "Where did you find him?" asks Breaker. "Doesn't matter," Jagger answers. "Sure it does," Breaker counters. "It's a place to start to know who he might be working with." "I said it doesn't matter," Jagger replies. Okay, Breaker huffs. "They're getting ballsy," Jagger adds. "I think they're desperate, which is why we found him so quickly. They're sending in idiots who are easy to spot and who talk easily, too." "What'd he say?" Breaker checks. "You let me worry about that," Jagger instructs. Breaker looks a little pissed, but Jagger shoots him a look to settle down. I don't blame Jagger from withholding information for most to hear, especially Breaker, because the last time Breaker found something out, he took matters into his own hands, which made things worse. Jagger was not happy when he found out about who Breaker killed. There were some good men who were loyal to Jagger who Breaker took care of. I speculate that sometimes it's intentional, as if Breaker is trying to sever Jagger's hold with people and might try to overthrow Jagger himself. "Do you think they'd send women as spies?" asks Arson. "No," Jagger answers. "They wouldn't be that stupid. They need to keep as many women as they can to continue growing their population, if they're even growing. Plus, the women break more easily than the men." "Red could be a spy," Breaker mentions. "What?" I snap with a chuckle. "There's no way in hell Red is a spy. I would know." "She's not like any other chick," Breaker adds. "My little Red is not a spy," Jagger defends. "But," Breaker begins. "End of discussion," Jagger says heatedly. "Jimmy was there the night they picked her up," Dragon defends. "She ain't no spy. She got a decking set of bullshit balls on her, but she ain't a spy." "What do you think, Knight?" Breaker asks. I stare at him for a second. "I thought Jagger told you to drop it." "You're the one decking her," Breaker states. "For all we know, she's brainwashed you." I laugh at his insinuation. "Jealous, Breaker?" Jagger asks. "What?" Breaker returns. "I'd say you are," Jagger adds. "Any other man who got even close to decking her died." "It would only make sense that you would blame her," Jagger chuckles. "All because you couldn't get some pussy that Knight has gotten." "No," Breaker denies. "You told me when she attacked you, when she tried to run away in the beginning, that you were going to teach her a lesson," Snake says. "Really?" Jagger checks, seeming to be intrigued and pissed at the same time. "And what, pray tell, was that lesson going to be?" "Nothing," Breaker defends while delivering a heated glare to Snake. "I better not find out that you were the one who put those bruises on her," Jagger states sternly. "It wasn't me," Breaker lies. "It was Knight." "What?" Jagger laughs. "Knight was in the room with her the night before she got them," Breaker mentions. "How do you know that?" Jagger asks. "Why aren't you mad at him for being there with her?" Breaker pushes. "It was my first night at the house," I inform. "So, how did Knight end up in her room?" Jagger asks calmly, placing his hands on the back of a chair, leaning forward. No one speaks. "He told me there's a special ritual for welcoming newbies to the club," I comment, breaking the silence. "Breaker, Snake, and Glitch took me to her room." "Really?" Jagger chuckles. "So, you either wanted to teach Red a lesson for messing with you, or you wanted her to kill Knight." "No," Breaker denies. "And you wonder why I won't trust you as much, Breaker," Jagger states. "You're too hot-headed." Breaker seethes behind his clenched jaw. "Now," Jagger begins, "the issues are simple. The ones are getting desperate, sending men over who can't hide themselves as easily. That, or they're sending in distractions. Distractions? Dragon asks. Yes, Jagger confirms. Distractions. Fools who would never be ready and are sacrifices for the ones who are here. What do you want us to do, sir? I ask. That's an idea I hadn't thought of. Could the Sovereign be sending over decoys to help some of us here on the inside? It doesn't make sense. It's too stupid and risky. See what they know. The spies, we discover, Jagger answers. Find out if they have any names, and any little detail that might tell us who the main spies are, what they want, and how they're plotting to take us down. I doubt they have enough soldiers to fight a war. Do you think they have weapons? Snake checks. I doubt it, but anything is possible, Jagger replies. We've collected the bulk of all the weapons that survived the war over the years. There shouldn't be anything left. They could have made some, Arson suggests. Perhaps, Jagger agrees. But we haven't noticed any large shipments of metal or anything else that could be melted down. If there's anything new or different, then bring it to me immediately. Anything else, sir? Arson searches. No, Jagger confirms. That's it for now. Jagger sends 2 of the guys out to let the girls know they're expected to return. About 10 minutes later, Red comes back with the last few girls who didn't return with the first group. The 3 who came in with Red seem a little more relaxed, and something else I can't quite put my finger on. When Red approaches, I notice a little redness in her cheeks. You okay? I ask. Red nods. You sure? I check. She smiles and nods, but won't hold my gaze. Are you not feeling good? I ask. Red shakes her head paired with a furrowed brow. Your cheeks are flushed, I state, brushing my knuckles across her skin. The red in her cheeks deepen. You sure you're okay? I press. You feel a little warm. Red's head lowers once. Did you want another drink? I ask. She denies the offer. Red's scent fills my nostrils, and it takes all that I have not to do or say anything to make either of us uncomfortable. The woman is going to give me death by blue balls if I don't get some relief soon. How's my little Red doing tonight? Jagger asks, coming to our side. I adjust myself in my seat slightly. Red offers him a bigger smile and takes the drink he's offering. Good, Jagger says. Without me having to prompt her, Red takes a sip after clinking glasses with Jagger. Have you been missing your work? Jagger inquires. Red lifts her shoulders slightly. I promise. The next one I'll let you play with, Jagger offers. Sound good? Red nods. Good, Jagger replies. Oh, and if Breaker messes with you anymore, Jagger looks back in Breaker's direction quickly before continuing. You let me know, okay? Red seems confused by his statement, but accepts it. Good, Jagger praises. He takes a sip of his wamana. You know what? Why don't you 2 head back a little early? Things have been hectic, and you deserve some extra time together. Red looks back and forth between me and Jagger. Knight's been working too hard, Jagger states. I'm sure he needs a good rub-down before bed. Red offers a smile, catching his innuendo. When we get back to our room, Red jumps into the shower. She's acting a little more distant, and I'm not sure as to why. I know her moon's cycle is over, so I'm wondering if it means that she's actually horny and is trying to avoid me. I carefully crack the door open and can hear her masturbating. I listen the whole time, hoping for something to use when I take my turn. The second I hear her finish, I quickly and quietly shut the door and finish taking care of getting ready for bed. I double-check the interference devices I have to make sure they're working, put my knife and gun in the drawer of the nightstand on my side of the bed, and rush to get out of my clothes. I know that Red's got to know something's up because I've been getting in the shower with her at night most of the time, even if she tries to block me. Why are you so quiet? I ask, entering the bathroom. I'm not, Red denies. Yeah, you are, I state, caressing her shoulders. I have nothing to say to you, she quips. You have nothing to say to me, I laugh, turning on the water. Yep. You don't want to talk about what Jagger said, I ask. About what? About Breaker messing with you, I mention. Nope, she replies. You're not scared, I check. Why would I be scared, Red asks. I would just guess that Jagger meant or knew something for him to say it, I suggest. Red remains quiet. Plus, you've been distant, I add. Red stares at me in the mirror. Are you needing a tickle? I tease, knowing that she just satisfied herself and hoping that she just might say yes. Red lowers her eyes and then starts to brush her teeth. Sounded like it while you were in here not too long ago, I mention. Red's arm stops moving. Our eyes meet in the mirror, but neither of us says anything. Before I step into the shower, Red's hand resumes its work. This is the end of this chapter. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. To read the full, unabridged version, you can find a link in the description below. To find out about new releases before the general public, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. Also, to be notified when the next chapter is published, make sure you subscribe to my channel.